You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What's going on, everybody? Tua got injured pretty bad tonight, and I'm kind of here to first talk about that. Then we're going to talk about some other stuff. We'll talk about Joe Burrow. We'll talk about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Mixon and all that, and then go on to Week 4. But first and foremost, I want to say that prayers up for Tua. He was released from the hospital, diagnosed with a concussion, and then we had a report just come out here a few minutes ago. The Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel confirmed Tua suffered a concussion in Week 4, but insists he did not get concussed in Week number 3 against the Bills, which is absolute garbage. If you watched what took place in Week number 3, he was not suffering from a knee or back issue. Tua was concussed coming out of Week number 3. It doesn't take a scientist, a doctor, a brain surgeon, a zoologist, an astronaut. It doesn't take anybody at all of any significant educational level whatsoever to determine that Tua Tagovailoa was concussed in week number 3. Tua was concussed in week number 3. And they gave this man, whoever signed off on this, however many people signed off on this, shoved this man less than 5 days into action after a concussion back into battle where he was going to get hit again and risk his long-term health on this situation. And I don't care if Tua wanted to go back in. The players are always going to want to go back in. There are safeguards in place to help protect the players, and this is garbage. For them to already come out and deny that he was concussed in week number 3 is very dangerous territory for the Dolphins, for Coach Mike McDaniel, and for everybody involved. And here's what I think. They put themselves in a box, because if they were worried about him coming out, so they put him in, he comes back in after the half, comes back out onto the field. Tua should have never been on the field in that second half of week 3. They put him back out onto the field. If they would have then been worried about him starting week number 4, they put themselves in a box. They would have been admitting that they threw him back on the field recklessly in week number 3 at halftime. So they shove him back out there. They shove him back out there. For anybody to say Tua wasn't concussed coming out of that week 3 situation, you're lying to yourself. And for them to take a stance like this is embarrassing. Tua was concussed. And you want proof that he was concussed? That hit tonight, while it was brutal, while it was aggressive, that shouldn't have put him in the state that he was in. The reason he was in such bad shape tonight, where his arms locked up because there's brain injury, is because he was already in a concussive state. He was concussed in week 3. His week 4 injury proves that he was concussed in week 3. For him to lock up the way he was with his hands, and we have the image right here, for him to lock up the way that he did right here. Brain injury. His brain is in this like guarded state. And it's there. He's protecting himself. That's the natural reaction to the brain, because he's incapable of moving. So his body goes into a certain state of like protection in a sense. He would not have been in this position off of this hit if he was not concussed in week 3. Week 4 confirms week 3. So for McDaniel to come out and make this dumb statement right out in front is ridiculous to me. There needs to be an investigation. The NFLPA is already looking into week number 3, but we clearly need one for week number 4. Who's looking out for the players? The players can't look out for themselves. We cannot expect the players to look out for themselves. They want to get on the field. They want to play. Their shelf life is short. They're afraid of losing their job at every turn. Someone's got to look out for the players. Week number 3 is confirmed by week number 4. So absolutely ridiculous on the NFL's part, ridiculous on the Dolphins' part, ridiculous on the staff's part. And this needs to be looked into. This guy's going to, if he goes back out onto the field within a week or 2, I'm going to lose my mind. This is probably a month of him sitting to properly make sure his head is correct before he goes out there, takes one other hit. Because guess what happens? When you get a head injury like this, you're more susceptible to the next one. Which is why when he hadn't even left his state of being concussed, he hadn't recovered fully from his week 3 concussion, he was just looking for a concussion in this week 4 battle. Even the slightest hit to the ground with his head would have put him in a concussed state. Both of these injuries were his head hitting the ground, people. It wasn't getting hit helmet to helmet. These are his helmet hitting the ground. His brain, a concussion's a brain injury. And it's his future is on the line here. If they rush him back again, which I don't think they're going to try to do, but you don't know it, then his future is for sure going to be on the line. It already is. Look how easily concussed he was. It was a brutal throwdown. Like it was he whipped him around and he hit the ground hard. But why is he in this state off of one hit like that? It's because he walked out of week 3 concussed. He was not over. His brain was still injured, and they sent him out on the field, and they're either incompetent or they're covering, they're keep, shoving out bad information to us, and they're covering it up or whatever. But this right here is either incompetence or something different. So I wanted to go over that. Also, we have some stats to go over. Let's start off with the Dolphins side of the football, and then I'll get to the super chats that are piling in. Tua, 8 of 14, 110 yards, 1 INT, and then left the game. Bridgewater came in, looked pretty effective for the most part. This is a team that's on a whole nother level below where the team would be with Tua. This is a division potential winning team with Tua under center, a healthy Tua, and with no Tua, it's going to be scraping by to try and grab one of the 3 wildcard spots and have a tough time getting one of those spots. So very different team. Doesn't mean they can't function here and there, but they're not going to be the same team. Mostert, 15 carries for 69 yards. Big takeaway here is that you got a receiving touchdown from Chase Edmonds. And he was a big sell high walking out of his 2 TD performance the previous week. You got to sell high. Like, look at the carries. Edmonds, 5 carries, 6 yards. Not doing it. Not cutting it. He gets a touchdown. Sell off it. Mostert's getting 15 totes of the rock. And I don't think Mostert's some gem off waiver wires either. He'll be on the waiver wire list, but he's not somebody that's going to take over this running attack. They may lean on the run more with Tua out. That's for certain. So he'll be, a guy to pick up. But look, even in this situation, 15 carries, 69 yards, he's getting you, very little. Sell high on Chase Edmonds and don't look back. It's going to be tough sledding for him. Tyreek Hill, 10 catches for 160 yards. This guy's uncoverable. He is so quick. He's all over the place. And clearly, Bridgewater is going to be able to locate him, find him. Maybe we'll see, like right now, no TDs. That's the kind of stat line. Kind of like CeeDee Lamb. You can see CeeDee Lamb typically, even though we grabbed a touchdown in week number 3, CeeDee Lamb's the kind of guy that without Dak is going to have potentially big yardage games, but a lot of games without the touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, same thing. Offense will score a lot less, so Tyreek Hill might still have those 8, 9, 10 reception games for 100 yards, but getting a touchdown will be a little harder without Tua under center. So know that when you move forward with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill might be a good buy low because people will freak out about the Tua situation. I'm getting a lot of, I'm sorry, I didn't even go over Waddle. A lot of people are saying things like, Smitty, do I get rid of Waddle now? No, I mean, you can't just jump ship off of Waddle based on Tua being out an unknown amount of time. Waddle, 2 catches for 39 yards. Waddle does appear to be injured quite a bit, as does T. Higgins. T. Higgins catching 7 balls for 127 and 1 TD, having a good day. 59-yard long touchdown reception connection between Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. A lot of people screaming T. Higgins is the number 1. Jamar Chase is a bum. Get rid of Jamar Chase. Look, there's reason to be upset at Jamar. There's reason to continue to worry, for sure. Panic chamber week number 4 or week number 5. Absolutely. But am I buying low? 1,000%. Do I feel like Jamar Chase can bounce back with a vengeance? 1,000% think that's possible. Do I think that he could struggle a couple more games? Could he be more inconsistent than I imagine this year? Certainly possible, but I'm still buying. I still firmly believe that he is an elite talent, a top 5 wide receiver at the NFL level. But these things happen. Struggles. It's not like every player comes out of the gate every single season and doesn't have, ups and downs. Joe Burrow, 287 and 2 TDs, no INTs. He looked good. He was efficient. Some play calling made it to where this guy's, touchdown total could have been 3 or 4 versus 2. Seems like par for the course with the play calling for the Bengals, taking Joe Burrow's ability to throw a touchdown off the table because they want to run ineffectively near the goal line. It's kind of frustrating. You're first and goal. You might as well take 3 stabs at it with Joseph Burrow than try and run for 2 or 3 yards 3 different times and then you kick a field goal. Like, it's kind of frustrating to watch. I do think a lot of people are going to come out of week number 4 wanting to get rid of Jamar Chase for anything. He will be, whether he's disappointing a large number of people or not, he will be one of the biggest dump off players. Like, people are dumping in fantasy in low ball trade offers and accepting them. Bad offers. Probably the most attainable, high volume, elite potential player that will have the lowest cost of entry at this point. I think this will be the best buy low in the year. And I do agree there's a lot of risk involved because he's not bouncing back in his 4 weeks in a row. Although he had a good week 1. You know, like, this isn't much different than if Devontae Adams has a bad week 4 as well. Or if Justin Jefferson struggles again in week number 4. Is everybody really going to jump off the JJ train? Does everybody really believe JJ's not going to turn it around? I don't think people should assume that Jamar Chase isn't going to turn it around either. Again, if you look at it closely, Jamar Chase, and it's his fault, okay? You can't give him these touchdowns. He messed up, okay? I understand that. But if you look at the big picture, he would have had 3 TDs in week 1 on very, very small, changes in holding on to the football. He was kind of going out of bounds over the cone, I believe, in week 1. I forget the exact scenario on the second one. But there were 2 additional touchdowns to his 1 TD reception in week number 1. Jamar Chase technically he has 2 touchdowns now. 5. He would have 5 or 6 touchdowns through 4 weeks had he converted on those 3 very close touchdown grabs. So when I look at Jamar Chase, I see a player that, and this is what we're going to come to. I mean, it's going to be a massive amount of doubt. So like Tom, for example, do I offer Higgins for Jamar Chase? The thing is, you're going to see a lot of this, and you're also going to see a lot of people confirm it. And there'll be 4 or 5 comments saying, I would take Higgins in a heartbeat. Not saying you're crazy to think like that. I'm merely saying it is buy low season on Jamar Chase. He will never be worth lower than he is right now. And I'm all in at this kind of thinking. I'm all in. I could go get a Jamar Chase for wide receiver or for a top of the 3rd round equivalent value of drafting today. That is a screaming steal. I'm all about it. Part of me, this is so funny though, because a lot of people get frustrated with this kind of stuff. They think, oh, Jamar Chase. I play in enough leagues where, in the leagues where I've drafted Jamar Chase, yeah, I'm disappointed. But in the leagues where I don't own Jamar Chase, I'm more excited in those scenarios than I'm disappointed in the scenarios where I own him. I'm looking at this like, it's time to go all in on Jamar Chase when you can walk right in and grab him for 3rd round equivalent value. And for anybody that has Higgins already, get both of them. Burrow, Higgins, and Jamar Chase at the right value without touching bigger name players on your roster. You can do that now. I firmly believe it is buy low season. I firmly believe Jamar Chase will bounce back. He did this last year, and there was a stretch of games where it was this bad. It was this bad last year. If you remember last year, it was for multiple weeks in a row. I had to try and calm the storm on Jamar, on holding him, and he was my biggest buy low. And it happened week after week after week because he kept having slump games and performances. He vanished for a big chunk of time. And then once he picked it up, it was game over. And people that went all in and drafted him or traded for him low cleaned up at the end of the year. Won championships because of Jamar Chase at the end of the year last year. I get it. It's disappointing. You can be reactive. I don't blame you. But if you don't think he's capable of becoming a top 5 wide receiver go forward from week number 5 on, I think that's a little bit reactionary. You're reacting to something versus looking at go forward. Look at week 5 on. Don't look at weeks 1 through 4 and try and factor too much of that in when football is different than that. Football is looking at his week one. If you're going to look at week one, then you got to look at what was the potential for week one. And it wasn't like, oh, he maybe would have caught this and taken this to the house. He was in the end zone on 2 occasions, catching the football that were called no touchdowns, and would have had 3 TDs in week one. Would have had 2 TDs in week number, I think it was 3. I'm buying. If Adams struggles this week, I'm buying Adams still. If JJ struggles again this week, I'm buying JJ. If JT struggles again this week, I'm still buying JT. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's get to these super chats. And again, if you feel differently, I mean, it's all good. It doesn't mean that you're right or I'm right or we're both right, or we don't even know. It's all a game. We're playing this game for a reason. You know, it's a game of skill, and there's a lot that can go on. There's a lot of things that change. It's evolving. You got to stay fluid. Swift, Sutton, Evans for JJ, CD, and Brees. Swift, Sutton, and Evans for JJ, CD, and Brees Hall. I take JJ, CD, and Brees Hall, my man. That one's a pretty clear-cut case for me. Anybody feels different, they can drop it in the chat, and we can have a conversation about it. But that was pretty clear-cut for me, and thank you for the super chat. Belair says, what are your thoughts on Zach Wilson affecting Hall? No more 10-target games. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say. We don't really know. Usage could be heavier because they want to make sure they don't break Zach Wilson. They want to make sure they run the ball more. It's tough to say. Change is not necessarily bad, but it isn't exactly something that we're also like, we know what we're looking at with Brees Hall. Hopefully Brees Hall gets fed the football on the ground. He's getting a lot of work through the air, but we'll find out. And he's certainly a good flex play with a little bit of risk for sure. Caspo, appreciate your super chat. Hey, Smitty, should I trade away half PPR AJ Brown, Javonte, and Irv Smith to get Saquon, Godwin, and Hawkinson? I would say no. AJ Brown is a significant value over Godwin and Hawkinson, to be honest with you, even combined. And so when I think Javonte and Saquon are close, and I know that the fair market value favors Saquon, and you've got to take advantage of that. In my heart, I don't think it's a big difference at all. And I think Javonte will shine. I could be wrong on that. It could come down to Hackett making me look like a fool all year long. Possible. But I'm willing to bank on the talent. And again, give me A.J. Brown over the Godwin-Hawkinson combination. Irv Smith and A.J. Brown over Godwin-Hawkinson. The difference isn't that great, if any, between Javonte and Saquon. So I'm taking the A.J. Brown side. Appreciate your super chat there, kind sir. Timothy dropping one. Just traded CEH and Godwin for Drake London and Treylon Burks in a 0.5. Do I take a lap? No, I think it's arguable though. Look, Clyde is easy to doubt, but he's also easy to like because he's in a potent offense and he knows the playbook and the offense better than anybody. And it's one of the most complex for a running back to learn. So it's not like anybody can really take advantage of that in terms of Clyde, but Clyde's got to stay healthy. I don't hate it though. I like London a lot, so that doesn't make me think like it's a bad deal for you if you did it or didn't do it. It's pretty even. Blair also asked Justin Jefferson, AJB, CD, London, Zay Jones, Dotson, Herbert. Got to start 3 wide receivers and 1 flex. Given how this season has started, I'm hella conflicted. Start 3 and 1. So Jefferson, AJ Brown, and probably CD and London. I think exactly how. Oh, well, Herbert, Khalil Herbert. I'd go Khalil Herbert if he's the lone starter over London. But if it looks cloudy, you can go London. But Jefferson, AJ Brown, CD are tough to bench. But, you know, you can maybe make some trades. You're in good position to maybe make some trades. Damien with the super chat. Damien said, sent Bateman, J-Rob, and Gibson for AK and Higgins. Absolutely love that trade. Absolute smash on that one. And Higgins proves to be, worth that today.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Tony Turley, what's up, Mr. Council? Appreciate you being here. Smitty, as you know, I do med mal litigation. Tua suffered a severe concussion, probably. The NFLPA may pressure the league to sit him for at least a month. I would think so, Tony. And on top of that, this McDaniel thing that I brought up here, Tony, is just head scratching. Like they probably should have had him say no comment right now, right, Tony? Am I right? The best course of action for Miami Mike, if they're looking out for themselves, which I don't really care if they are because they're making the wrong decisions, but is to stay quiet, to come out and sit here and say that he was not concussed in week number 3. That's incompetent right there. Week number 4, being so easily concussed means he wasn't over his concussion in week number 3. Guy didn't even wait a full 5 days, and he got sent out there on the battlefield, getting concussed again without helmet-to-helmet contact. He's hitting the ground so easily concussed, and I know that was a very brutal whipping down of Tua onto the ground, but to get concussed by the ground in those two situations back to back, it confirms that A, there's either incompetence here and that they didn't diagnose him properly, because we all know he was concussed in week 3. You'd have to be a complete moron to not think he was concussed in week 3, the way he stumbled around. It wasn't a back injury or a knee. He literally lost his balance walking. He was concussed. And if they couldn't identify, let's say they're not lying. Let's say they're just incompetent. They are incompetent. If they didn't diagnose him, if this went by 2, 3, 4 people and they didn't diagnose him with a concussion, then they're all incompetent and shouldn't be in their positions anyway. And if they're covering it up, they're lying, to come out and say he wasn't concussed in week 3 is just asinine. And I agree, Tony. This is the beginning. This is just the beginning. Unbelievable. Would you trade Pittman and Zeke for Dylan and Mike Williams? This is close because I like Dylan a lot more. A lot. Not a little bit. A lot more than I like Zeke Elliott in that timeshare in Dallas, where he's got to have a perfect game script in order to get what he got, 70 yards and a touchdown in week number 3. I'm selling Zeke as quick as I can off that week 3 performance. I'm buying Dylan off of his Tampa Bay struggle fest, which was clear as day. He was going up against Tampa Bay. He was a hard player to sit, though. But I mean, if he did badly, very, very understandable, because it was the Bucs. So I like Dylan a lot more. Now, Mike Williams and Pittman, I like Pittman more, but is it enough to close the gap at running back? Give me the 2 players I believe will be doing it all season long. Give me Mike Williams and give me Dylan. Thank you, Rico, for the super chat. Need 2 flex. Samuel B. Cooks, Jamal Williams, Herbert. Give me Herbert and Jamal. That's easy call for me. Volume should be there. G Money with a super chat. Thank you, Cody. How can I get Kamara or Eckler on this team? Goff, Chase, Olave, Javonte, Dillon, Knox, Pollard, Breece Hall, Hendy, Etienne, Freiermuth, Wilson, Taysom. Olave and Dillon could get you Kamara, I think, in some cases, or Eckler. You could go from Javonte to Eckler if you wanted. You could even give up a Pollard or a Hendy to get that done. And I don't mind that. I don't want people to think I wouldn't be okay with that just because I love Javonte. Even I have Javonte in so many leagues. If someone approached me in a league where they give me Kamara straight up for Javonte, given how many shares I have of Javonte, I'm willing to lay off some risk. I'm a smart business decision maker when it comes to that stuff. I'm not biased with it. I'll make a good team, business decision, a fantasy football manager decision. And so I think G Money, that's not a bad avenue. Hendy and Javonte for Eckler if you want to go that route. But I will say this, if you don't have Javonte in any other leagues, I think it's going to be hard to watch him blow up. And so at least have one share somewhere so you can enjoy it if he does do what I believe he still will do. Who do I like more rest of season? Elijah Moore or Curtis Samuel? Probably Samuel for now. I do believe Elijah Moore could return to, some of his 2021 form now that Zach Wilson's under center. His outlook's a lot better with Zach Wilson under center than it is with like Flacco. But maybe Mike White would also be good for him as well. Smitty with the fire advice, best in the business. Thank you, Blair. Appreciate you. I wish there was better news all the time. This is the nature of it. It's coming in and trying to put out the fires. It's coming in and trying to adjust and adapt. I have rather dropped Tua 40. I'd have rather Tua drop 40 points on me this week, says Just Sherman. Thank you for the super chat and prayers up for Tua. Let's see here. Would you trade CD and ETN for Kamara and Michael Carter? I'd take Kamara. Does Smitty smoke? No. No, bro. This is my vice right here. Mexican Cokes. I love them. Trade Swift and Khalil Herbert for JJ. Only if you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Okay, so let's go to let's do this. Let's see if we can get this up here. Hold on. It's tall. We're doing some best ball, baby. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now, okay? We're going in to do a best ball draft. Make sure you use the link. You hear me, people? Underdog Fantasy. Okay, Underdog Fantasy. I'm pinning the link right here. We're going to do a resurrection draft. This is for weeks number 6 through 17. So you'll see at the top here, right below the Halloween looking graphic, it says week 6 through 17 NFL best ball. $10 per entry. There's $50K in prizes. We're going to do these drafts this week and then a lot next week to get into it. So I dropped that in there. Make sure you go to that link right now and get ready. We're going to all click it at the same time. Let me go over the rules real quick. So the prizes are $100K to first place, $40K to second place, $20K to third, $17K to fourth, and so on and so on and so on. The last spots for $1,000 are 31st through 40th. So if you get 40th place, you get $1,000. That's pretty darn good. So week 6 through 14, the quarterfinals will be week 15. The semis will be week 16. The finals will be week 17. It's 0.5 PPR. It's 1 QB, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 10 bench spots. I'm going to click the link in about 20 seconds here. And we're going to jump in together. So the link is in the description of the video if you want to jump in one later and start over with your fantasy season or get some more skin in the game. So click on that link right now in the live chat. We're getting in. We're going to go in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. So we're waiting on 9 spots. Please go in using the link. Get in this league. It's a league. It's not even a mock draft. It's a league. We're going to be in a league of 12 people. 9 spots available. A league of 12 people. And together, we are going to fight it out till week 14. Then we go, the top 2 people from each league go to the next bucket in week 15. And you join another group of 11. And then the winner of that 1 week in week 15, or the 2 winners, go to the next week in the next bucket, and then the final bucket everybody is in that final week. So it's a way that you, like, even if you're in a different league than me, you're watching this replay later, and you do this like tonight or whatever later tonight, you and I will be fighting together eventually if we're all in that finals. You know what I mean? 5 more to enter. Jump in. Trade away Zeke. Who could you get? Damian Pierce. A.J. Dillon. You could have got T. Higgins, but he's gone now. The buy window closed. Tyreek gets me off to a nice start. 25 points. Nice job, Avi. Nice job. 4 more people. Click the link. It's pinned in the live chat. I'll drop the link one more time in the chat. It's pinned as well. Play Underdog. This is the link to get into this draft. 4 more openings in this draft. This is why you should have signed up already. If you click on the link now, hurry up. Try and sign up really quickly. But do it anyway so you're ready for this tomorrow night and the next night and the next night when we do these, okay? So make sure you're signed up using that link. And even if you miss this one, you'll be prepared for the next night by going through the motions now. I'm curious to know what spot I'm going to get. Trade away Higgins? I don't think so, Rockout. Why would you trade Higgins away? We have 4 more spots here before this draft starts. Make sure you get in there. Get in there. Do it live. Start Gibson, A.J. Dillon, or Breece Hall. I'd probably go Dillon. Francisco, maybe you're in an area where you can't play. Barkley is my 1.1 right now, says Avi. I don't think he's my 1.1, but he's definitely a top 5 to 10 guy for sure. I still think Kupp is probably the 1. JT's still the 2 for me. You can't take away Barkley. I'm not down on Barkley, but you can't take away Barkley's TD run. But if he didn't get that, it would have been a much different day for him. He salvaged that stat line at the end there, which was great. It was an amazing run. But, he comes out of that week without a good game, without that touchdown run, and you'd see Barkley drop a lot. So it's kind of crazy how that one run changed his value across the board. 5 more to start. We had one person jump out. Make sure you click the link. It's in the description if you want to get in this draft with me right now. It's a league. It's not a draft. It's a league. We'll be battling it out until week 14 together. And the top 2 people in this league right now. 4 more people to join. Link is in the live chat pinned. And it's also in the description. $10 hauler from Keaton. I'm 0-3. And here's my team. Rodgers, Eckler, Kamara, Keenan Allen, Waddle, Njoku, Cooks, Gibson, Julio, Kirk, Tony Pollard. Recommendations, man. You can't sell Eckler high. You can't sell Kamara high. You can't sell Rodgers. Keenan Allen's injured. Waddle just played, so you can't even trade him right now. I don't know. There's not much. I mean, Gibson. I would probably trade Gibson and Cook. Gibson and Njoku. Gibson and Keenan Allen if you can get rid of them. Go get an A.J. Brown. Maybe you trade Brandon Cooks and Njoku, or Njoku and Julio, or Elijah Moore and Njoku for Kyle Pitts, and then you let it ride. You can come back from this, but you don't have, the only trade pieces you have are Gibson and Njoku, Gibson and Cooks, maybe Julio, maybe Tony Pollard, and you're looking for guys like at running back. If you want running back, it's A.J. Dillon. If you want wide receiver, it's A.J. Brown. It was Tyreek Hill, but that's now gone. It was T. Higgins. Now that window is gone. Really, one of the main guys left of my buy low guys in that territory is A.J. Brown. He's still attainable for a Gibson and a Cooks. Mobile works fine. Mobile works better. I'm on mobile. This is mobile, bro. Who cares if you're on mobile? Three more people. Click the link pinned in the live chat in the description. Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code Smitty. Make sure you're using that link or promo code Smitty to get that $100 match on your first deposit. $100 match on your first deposit. Let's go over to the screen here. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. And let me get back to the screen that I was on. Sorry, hold on one second. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Let me put this on screen. We're waiting on 3 people. Link is pinned. Code Smitty. They match up to $100 of your first deposit. I'm on a cell phone as well. That's why it's not working. No, I mean, as long as you're in the correct state, you can do best ball in. 3 more. Come on, let's go. Let's draft. This is a league. You always say, can I get in a league with you, Smitty? Can I get in a league with you, Smitty? Right here, the link is pinned in the live chat and in the description. You want to get in a league with me, click the link and jump into the Resurrection Draft. It's Resurrection. It's called Resurrection. The current draft right now has 2 openings in it. And this will be a league. It's a best ball league. That means you draft and you're done. And your strategy is through the roof. You know, it's 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, was it? Let's go back and look. Resurrection. It's 1 QB, 3 wide receivers, 1 flex, 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Waiting on 2 more. One more. 1 spot left. And then we're drafting. Keaton, let us know what you're cooking up. I appreciate your super chat, and I really would go after players like A.J. Brown, Kyle Pitts with the smaller trade that I mentioned, and just wait on those running backs because they got to increase in value. Should I trade Mike Williams for Dylan? I would rather have Dylan. And you could wait until this week. MT, did you use promo code Smitty? Did you use the link, MT? They did know he was hurt, Tiger. MT, make sure you use code Smitty or the link. Draft starts in 37 seconds. We're full. It looks like I'm drafting from the 8 spot. iSong with the $10 holler. iSong.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, iSong. iSong shares Schmitty. Start 1 running back, 1 flex. Hall, Dylan, Herbert, Madison, and London. 1 running back, 1 flex. I'm going Dylan and Herbert. But you wouldn't be crazy to go London and Herbert. If for any reason Herbert's not looking like the full volume guy, though, we can change that up. Cooper Kupp goes 1, not surprising. Barkley goes 2, not surprising. I love that we're starting over, though. It's so fun to draft knowing what you know. If you guys want to do this, the link is pinned in the live chat. It's also in the description. It's so fun drafting from scratch for week 6 on. This is not week 5. It's week 6. Make sure you know that. This is why you got to be signed up earlier AIG. I've been saying it all week. If you wait until the last second, you click the link and you try and sign up when we're drafting, you got to do it ahead of time. So AIG, make sure you're signed up for the next night. We're going to do this multiple nights. We might do this every other night. Raul says he was asking for suggestions for iSong or for who? Oh. Yeah. I'm up next. Let me go to the players. All right, I'm up next. McCaffrey went. Eckler. Wide receivers, Adams. My Q, it's going to be between. I'm going to go Eckler here. So it went Cooper Kupp, Saquon, Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, McCaffrey, Eckler, Jamar Chase still going high to TM42. It's so tough though too. You know, you're predicting not what's happened, you're predicting what's going to happen from here on out. There's no relation. See Lamar going super high, but it's understandable in a best ball. I'm 1 and 2. I got Mahomes, Javonte, Pollard, and those running backs: Chase Hill, Mike Williams. I'm 1 and 2. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, another question. I'm sorry I missed it. Javonte, Pollard. I like your team a lot. Chase Hill, Mike Williams. I'm not really messing with that too much, bro. I'll maybe trade Mike Williams on the high after this week, or trade Mike Williams now, or London right now. Maybe trade Dobbs and Higbee for Pitts. Maybe you trade Mike Williams and London for maybe you trade Dobbs and Williams, or London and Dobbs, or London and maybe Mike Williams for an AJ Brown and somebody. I love getting Chase Hill and AJ Brown together. Getting Kyle Pitts would be phenomenal. Upgrading Pollard using London to an AJ Dillon would be an option. iSong. Oh, no, you have AJ Dillon. You're just not including him in here. Okay. Yeah. Those other pieces apply. Chubb. All right, players. So hard not to go Hurts early, because you know what Hurts is doing. Dropping fire. So Adams, I probably would have went Adams myself there. I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go Debo here. I love AJ Brown, but I'm gonna go Debo there. So here's the board so far. Jalen Hurts is so hard to pass on here, even though it's a second round. It shows how valuable quarterbacks are. This is why I'm such an early quarterback advocate. When people come at me and say, you always wait for a quarterback, then why in the middle of a season when you're doing a draft do guys like Lamar and Hurts and Josh Allen go so early? Like, riddle me that. How am I so off base when we talk about early quarterbacks all the time? When you do a draft and you see guys in best ball and in mid-season drafts, or drafts that start after week 1, why do they go so high? Because they're undervalued based on the consensus garbage takes out there from other analysts that say that you got to wait on a quarterback because it's such a deep position. Whatever. You use your brain when it comes to this and say, I'm not speaking to any of you guys, but use your brain and say to yourself, how much can this quarterback, in my opinion, outscore the rest of the quarterbacks? If you don't believe you're good enough to analyze and find the best quarterback out of the lot, if you don't think you know that Hurts will blow up or whatever, then, you can wait on a quarterback because you don't know who the best quarterback is. But if you find that quarterback that's going to drop fire, whether it's going to be Josh Allen, and Josh Allen was worth the third rounder easily. It's so funny. People are hilarious. So team number 1 has Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, and T. Higgins. That's pretty good. Saquon, Pittman, and Jalen Waddle. Jefferson, Mike Evans, and who? James Conner, Travis Etienne. I'd probably go, Conner right now, but that could change, man. That could definitely change. Swift, a little early for Swift, but it is best ball. You feel those. The thing about Swift in this format, for those that don't play a lot of best ball, is that if you draft other running backs that can automatically, optimally, like in an optimal format, it's going to be decided for you. You don't have to make the best start. It will start the best players for you automatically. And if you go ahead and draft smart like a Swift early, you're taken care of until he comes back. It'll all be worked out for you. It'll all be worked out for you. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, Higgins is a beast. He's got to stay healthy, though. He was banged up multiple times in the game. And he's got to stay healthy. Let's see here. I might go Kamara right here. I've got Eckler, Kamara, and Debo. Very high risk team, but it's loaded. It's loaded. AJ Dillon or Dameon Pierce. Damien's got a little more upside given he's got the backfield to himself. But AJ Dillon's steady Eddie. He's not bad at all. You can't really go too wrong. I think the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. Not if they don't get Tua back soon, and that they shouldn't get Tua back soon. That's a debacle. Sit MT and Curtis Samuel or Garrett Wilson. I'd probably sit Curtis Samuel. And I would rank them in order of, I guess, MT, Garrett Wilson, then Samuel. Yeah, if they figure out a way to put Tua on the field within 1 month, the NFLPA is going to lose it. Was it a clean tackle? You could argue unnecessary roughness in some context. It definitely wasn't like an illegal, horse collar or something, but he whipped him around like a rag doll. Let's see here. I'm going to go Kyler here. Best ball is different with the quarterbacks. They go quick. You almost got to grab one before like round 5 if you're picking late in round 5. And I'm not picking late in round 5, but I didn't want Kyler to slip past. And I'm between enough players right now that where I feel like Kyler was definitely somebody I wanted to get at this point. So Kyler Murray, Kamara, Austin Eckler, Deebo Samuel. Pretty solid core. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Was Eli Apple shadowing Hill? Zach Wilson to the moon. I don't know about that, Cliff. I don't know about that, Cliffy. Zach Wilson maybe could look okay. We'll see, bro. I love the enthusiasm, though. 3 rocket ships. Zach Wilson. That's a Jets fan. I appreciate you, though, bro. Trade A.J. Brown for Jamar Chase. Yeah, I would take Jamar Chase. I love both, though. But I would take Jamar Chase. Jets. Look, hey, the Jets have a lot of talent, but we did know they were a year away. Hopefully it's Breece Hall season, and he can open it up. You know, Zach Wilson showed some promise at the end of 2021, so it's not like he's a complete wash, yet, but he's got a lot of uphill climbing to do. But I love the triple rockets. Zach Wilson. Read the room. Read the room, pal. I do appreciate the enthusiasm. That was pretty good. Let's look at these teams so far. So Travis Kelce, Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's so much better to do this on mobile, isn't it? Than when I used the desktop version. It's so much better. Can you guys see it clear enough? You can see the names clear enough? Can I get a thumbs up if you can see the names clear enough? I feel like this is way better on mobile presentation-wise for you guys. Got the board. You can see the drafting happening up above. The timers. Everything's going smoothly. But let me know if it's too small. I mean, I can't make it bigger in this context, but I feel like it's a better presentation. Elijah Moore to the moon. Maybe, Jordan. Let's calm down on the rocket ship usage, okay, guys? We got people saying Zach Wilson to the moon, 3 rocket ships. Elijah Moore to the moon, 3 rocket ships. We're handing out rocket ships like they're candy. Let's pump the brakes on the New York Jet football players going to the moon. Breece Hall, I'm okay with that. You can give me a two rocket ships, but even I'm going to say pump the brakes on the 3 until we really get him going. Oh, God, I'm going to time out. I'm going to time out. I had to just... Okay, Keenan Allen. Man. That wasn't bad, though. That wasn't bad. I'm not on auto, right? Okay, I think I'm okay. Gosh dang it. I always like to make my own picks. That drives me nuts. But Keenan Allen wasn't bad because his best ball. So even if he's out this week, like it'll take care of that for me. I won't be stuck. But Deebo, Keenan Allen, that's good. That's a good squad. I like my squad. Let's go over these teams. Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, Higgins, Cooper, Devontae Smith. A little bit too hardcore wide receiver for me. But I think he started off really strong with Cooper Kupp, Patrick Mahomes, and T. Higgins. But I don't think Amari Cooper and Devontae Smith are worth the sacrifice you're making at the running back position. But I mean, sometimes the highest scoring rated teams coming out of this by the system are the wide receiver, heavy teams. Avi with a super chat. All right, we're getting out of control, guys. We're looking like a bunch of amateurs in here. Antonio Gibson to the moon now. More like sell him before his shuttle launch gets canceled. I give Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, and Javonte Williams for Mike Evans. No, man, no. That's you giving up on Javonte completely. You can't do that. I give up Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, and Javonte Williams for Mike Evans. Maybe that's Jamal Williams or something. I don't know. But it better not be Javonte, Avi, or you're taking a massive lap. This feels like a waste of a pick here, but I may. I don't like this. I'm just gonna hope he somehow has some kind of big turnaround. But I went Kittle. I don't know. 6th round is not awful on that, but I felt like, you know what? Let me try and cornerstone that, or get a, not cornerstone, but get a decent performing tight end. I probably should have went Goddard. I didn't see Goddard there. I was running out of time. I don't mind Kittle over Goddard. That's fine. Maybe Kittle has a outstanding finish to the year or something. I just worry about the usage of all those players. And I don't really like owning any San Francisco players right now. Freaking despise drafting San Francisco players right now because of Shanahan. I give Mike Williams. Okay, so Avi, did you clarify on this? Jamal Williams, thank God. I give Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, Jamal Williams for Evans. I probably would take Evans, but you do lose 2 weeks of Jamal Williams, which is tough, but I don't mind that. Team on the far end at the 12 pick has got Travis Kelce, Amon-Ra going 13 overall. That's crazy. I mean, I like him. Obviously, I love him. That's just high. Herbert, Drake, London, Cordero, Kareem Hunt. Cordero was good value. Wish I would have grabbed him, actually. Team number 11, Josh Allen, Mark Andrews, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Hopkins, James Conner, Curtis Samuel. Team number 10, Lamar, Chubb. Look how far Chubb dropped to 15. Why did Chubb drop to 15? That's crazy. He's like the number 1 running back right now. That was a value. Aaron Jones, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts going way too high in the 4th round. I don't know if Love Stars is one of us, but what's he doing? Like, that's higher than his draft value or that's right around where his draft value was preseason. Right around 4, yeah. That's crazy high. Jamar, Devontae, Najee, Joe Burrow, AJ Dillon, McLaurin. Very good team, TM. I like it. Mine is Austin Eckler, Debo, Kamara, Kyler Murray, Keenan Allen, George Kittle. Like it. Not in love with it, but I like it. Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Hurts, Leonard Fournette, Sutton, Deontay, Juju. Team number 6 is 13 has Diggs, AJ Brown, CD. Good receivers. Darren Waller, Chris Godwin. Where you have one running back, Shred. That can't be one of our people. This has got to be one of the other people that we're drafting with, randos. Because you don't have a running back yet. You don't have a single running back yet, Shred. You got to start 2 of them. Shred's on the clock. Is Shred going to even take a running back? You're going to go wide receiver here. What's going on? Who's Shred going to take? I got to get prepared here. Can't focus on Shred and his team. Sorry, if you're one of us, Shred, I apologize. You're one of us. Doesn't even Shred goes Trevor Lawrence. Holy smokes. That's crazy. It's Shred season. God, I don't know what to do here. I'll take a gamble on Elijah Moore. I need to get that 3rd wide receiver. I'm just gonna queue up a bunch of wide receivers. I don't know. RBs, we got Gibby. Did Khalil already go? Damn. I'm up in 4 picks. Shreds to the moon. Is that you? Is that you, Sheebnobi? Is that you? Are you Shreds? You can admit it. I'm sorry if I was ripping on the approach. You just have, if that is you, or if you're just joking, you have not one running back left, or one running back drafted. What is Shreds gonna do? 2 tight ends? Oh boy. Miles Sanders just went. Dolphins are a W this season. Push and P. Dolphins are a wreck right now. I guess I'll go Gibby. First time drafting on desktop. Mobile is better. Yeah, I think mobile is better for. I'm sorry I didn't get you guys' reaction. You guys like the mobile layout better for viewing purposes. I feel like it's clear, even though I get like a bigger screen layout for the desktop drafting. It still feels like a better viewing experience for you guys to go mobile. Hey, Smitty traded Lamar for Stafford and Tyreek Hill, DK. It traded Lamar for Stafford, Tyreek Hill, DK. So you have Stafford now. Kamara, Hunt, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, DK. I mean, yeah, I do like your team. I mean, if you need to make a move, you had to trade Lamar, right? For anybody to tell you you can't trade Lamar, if you're losing, you're losing. Just did the text line ready for direct access. Attaboy, Payne, appreciate you. Payne, I'll send you a text after the show, okay? Ricardo says, Smitty, if you answer my question, I'll be convinced you notice my existence. Trade Olave or for Judy. I would rather have Olave. Ricardo, welcome to the club. I acknowledge.
To the moon.
Ricardo, to the moon. Should I trade James Robinson for Cortland Sutton? I think you can get more for J-Rob right now, so it's not that I'm like big time on the J-Rob train like everybody, but I would get more because the market commands it, bro. The market commands you get more. Up in 5 picks. Derek Carr. Quarterbacks could fly off here shortly. Unnecessary roughing of the QB all the time. Yeah, that was. I would really argue that was unnecessary roughness for sure. Because that was a brutal takedown. It wasn't like you're trying to injure a quarterback when you throw a quarterback down like that. Like, there's no need to literally, like, it was. I mean, whenever you pick up anybody, like, let's say you got into a scuffle with someone on the streets, and you picked them up to slam them down. Like, your intention's more than to win the fight. Your intention is to really brutalize them. So the way that he swung him down, that was unnecessary roughness in my mind. I truly believe that. Okay, so I'm going to take this strategy. I'm going to go Brian Robinson. I got Gibson already. I think that puts me in a pretty good position. My team looks as so. I've got Kyler Murray. I've got Austin Eckler. I've got Kamara. I've got Gibby. I got Brian Robinson. So I've got the 2 running backs, and my flex is probably going to be Gibson or Robinson, and Best Ball handles that for me. They start the optimal player. So that's pretty good. Problem is I've got week 14 bye week really crushing me there. But that's okay. Debo, Keenan Allen, Elijah Moore, Kittle. Not my best team ever, but I'm actually pretty happy with it. The Dolphins are going to come back like they always do. I mean, I'm not saying that not if you're a Dolphin fan, I'm not saying don't, keep the faith. I get it, but I'm going to go ahead and say you have a lot to worry about, with Tua, because he could be out a while. Be out a good long while, bro. So Stafford went. I like Mooney more than most people. I really want to pick Alexander Madison because I feel like Madison's season could eventually be here, but I like the idea of getting the wide receiver room a little beefed up. So between Mooney and Elijah Moore, one of those two should bounce back, I think, in a pretty decent way. My squad again is this right here. Kyler, Austin Eckler. Yeah, this works way better on mobile. Kyler, Austin Eckler, Alvin Kamara, Gibson, Brian Robinson, Debo, Keenan Allen, Elijah Moore, Mooney, Kittle. That's my squad right there. Not bad. Feels pretty solid. So the thing about concussions that people need to understand, so the Dolphins fans in here, everybody thinks Tua is going to be back soon. They can, if the Dolphins deemed them ready. Guys, we got like 280 to 350 people popping in and out, and we've got 81 thumbs up. Can we get it closer? Is all I'm asking for. 81 thumbs up, really. 280 of you machines out there watching, absolute monsters, amazing followers of mine, by the way. I'd love to get those thumb up numbers pumped up. Also, subscribe if you're new, for goodness sake. Help your boy Smitty. That's all I ask. At the end of the day, the sub and the thumbs up is what helps this channel grow. Please punch it for your boy. Okay, 291 now in here and still only 89 thumbs up. Please punch it for your boy. How's team number 7? I'll tell you how team 7 is. Christian McCaffrey. Who said that? Tell me how team 7 is. That must be Mr. TD. Okay, Mr. TD draft. Yep. 7. McCaffrey, Hurts, Leonard Fournette, Sutton, Deontay, Juju, DJ Moore. I mean, you started off hot, and I'm not saying I don't like your team. I like your team, but why are you taking Juju in round 6? I don't know. Don't mind Cortland and Deontay. It's not bad. Not bad, Mr. TD. I've seen you do better. I've seen me do better. So don't worry about it. I still like your team, but I would have gone in a couple different directions, though, I think. Okay. Let's see here. Gallup right now. I have no idea why. No clue why. I don't even understand it. Doesn't even comprehend for me. It doesn't compute. Mixon looks awful out there. Look, it's not, it's, you know, he looked okay at times. The frustrating part is the play calling. You know, it's frustrating to see them march down the field with Burrow, and then they're first and goal, and they literally try and run the ball 2.5 yards 3 times. They did end up throwing it to who got that touchdown? Was it Hurst? Tossing it to the tight end at the end of the day there. It was nice. You know, Burrow getting his 280 and 2 scores, or, you know, could have been a better night, but it was still a very decent night for Burrow. 2 pretty good, one really good and one decent back-to-back game for him. It was nice to see the offensive line protecting him. Run blocking was not the best at times, but it was a good win for the Bengals, and I think it's a lot of positives came out of that game. So, running backs. I'm going to believe that George Pickens has a nice finish to the year. Mixon and got Eckler. That's amazing. Nice trade. Nevin. Fantastic move. Eckler makes you sad. Well, don't worry. He's going to turn it around. I got Herbert and Keenan Allen stack, okay? Well, Keenan Allen's been hurt, and he's hurt again. He may not play this week, so you know. But, you know, he'll get back on track at some point. Keep the faith, broski. Yeah, the play calling was trash at times. It's like, you know, get down the field and then be too conservative to score. Be afraid of your own shadow. You know, you got Joseph Burrow getting you down there, and then you don't trust him to get it in the end zone. It just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense at all. I needed another running back because all my running backs are on week 14 bye. So I had to get Kenneth Walker. Plus, optimal scoring will take, you know, I won't have to worry about when to start him. That's what's great about best ball. And when I first heard about best ball, I thought to myself, oh, I don't like the idea of it deciding for me. That's part of the fun, is knowing when to start the player and making the right lineup decision. But like when you get into it in a different mindset and you're thinking to yourself, okay, let go of that and start thinking about the other strategy you can deploy. And the fun you can have doing a best ball draft by thinking like this, by thinking, hey, I'm going to put a guy on my team in Kenneth Walker who maybe we won't know when the right time is to start him, you know? And so this answers Banto's question. We don't know the right time to start him. Rachaad White, you won't know the right time to pick him up or start him. In best ball, it gets decided for you. When they ball out, it gets automatically shoved into your lineup. So getting awfully thin. So thin. Okay. Wide receivers. I suppose I will check a few of these individuals off. Greg Dortch, why not? Huh? XD, I'm a Cardinal fan. I'm in Arizona. So, yes, sir. But I don't let it influence me at all. Hey, Anthony, be nice to Cliff. Cliff, be nice to Anthony. Don't talk down to each other. Do I trade Fournette for Eckler? Only if you like winning. And I know it's non-PPR, but I'm still taking Eckler. Bro. Singletary or Olave? Give me Olave. Probably not do another draft tonight. It's getting late, but you can do one, and we'll still be playing against each other on week number 14 if you make it out of your league. You know what I mean? So definitely jump in. Use the link that's pinned in the live chat. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit if you use promo code Smitty, or use the link that's in the live chat or in the video description. Gonna be smart to get a backup quarterback here. Different bye weeks make sense, so I'm good. I think Fields will get better as the season goes along too. What type of draft in Underdog is this? This is a resurrection draft. So my team so far got Kittle at tight end, Debo, Keenan, Elijah, Darnell Mooney, Pickens, Eckler, Kamara, Gibson, B-Rob, Kenneth Walker, and Kyler is my quarterback. My backup is Fields. Feel pretty good about that. Up in 7 picks. Best Ball Resurrection is correct. Go to the link pinned in the live chat and also in the description of the video. Use promo code Smitty. You get up to $100 bonus match on your deposit. You deposit 10, they'll give you 10. You deposit 50, they'll give you 50. You deposit 100, but you got to use promo code Smitty, or the link in the live chat, or the link in the description. Hey, Smitty, need a wide receiver 3 and flex. My, I think you mean options are DJ Moore, Burks, ETN, Madison, and Lazard. Based on Cook, I would toy around with the idea of Madison. Burks and DJ Moore, I suppose, are the safest. You could say Lazard and Burks maybe too. But your high risk, high reward plays, I suppose, would be, you want high risk. I mean, Madison is high risk, high reward. You could say, DJ Moore, and I would lean DJ Moore and Burks, or DJ Moore and Lazard, assuming Lazard's good to go. But you have a crapshoot here. I wish I could give you a more confident answer. Let's go to the chat and give you more opinions, because I'm wishy-washy because it's 50-50 calls across the board. Guys, what wide receiver? Oh, you need a flex. So, yeah, so my answers still apply. Guys, answer this question for him, please. Who would you start if you had to choose a wide receiver 3 and a flex? Can you guys give your answer for Joseph, please? Help a pal out. I'm going to go with the triple QBs to make sure I'm covered with injury. It's important to do that in best ball, because if you think about it, like if let's say you have the 2 quarterbacks, right? You're like, okay, the different bye weeks I'm covered, but if let's say Kyler gets hurt, well, then my only quarterback would be Fields if I didn't take Mills there. And if Fields has a bye in week 14 and you have no backup, you're going to lose week 14, so you have to take 3 quarterbacks. at some point. Joshua, your votes so far are Lazard and Etienne. Lazard and Etienne. The Resurrection draft, you'll see it on the homepage. Just make sure you use that link in the description and use promo code Smitty. But you'll see Resurrection if you scroll through the types of drafts, and then this draft started, so you can't get in this one anymore. But if you click on Resurrection, you can jump in another set of 12 owners, you know. St. Brown for Alvin Kamara. I'd rather have Alvin Kamara, and I love St. Brown. Burks, Lazard. Can we get any more votes on this one, please? On this decision up above my head. If you guys could please vote on who you would start. So let's help Joshua out with some groupthink. Because it really is like a crapshoot. I mean, Etienne's high risk, high reward. He's probably the best player on the list, but is he going to get the football enough? I suppose, and again, Madison's a lock if he feels like he's getting anything close to like heavy volume, you know what I mean? So Joshua, make sure you check back with us and keep coming on the lives to ask this question, and we'll revisit. Burks. Moore and Lazard. Definitely Lazard. I'm going to say my final answer is going to be of course Madison. If he's looking like good volume, okay. If Madison isn't, I'd probably go DJ Moore and Lazard, or Burks and Lazard. I want to say Etienne so bad, but Carter's saying Lazard and Madison. I think Burks. I would go Burks and Lazard, or Lazard and Madison, or Burks and Madison if Madison's getting run. Sure, Joshua. I appreciate you. Sorry. It's not easy. It's not an easy question. So I wanted to get, because I couldn't answer it with like clarity, and it's, understandable, right? It's like that's why you're struggling with it. They're all even. I wanted to give you as much groupthink as I could. Dalvin Cook is starting. That's the plan, but you don't know how long he's going to be able to hold up. I think he's running a big risk of being out for the year if he goes out there and takes a huge hit. Okay, 3 more picks left. Receivers. Man, it got so thin. Cole Kmet fell off the face of the earth. Dude was so hyped up. So hyped up. I don't blame people for liking him, but he just didn't show anything to warrant the valuation everybody had for him. I mean, it was ridiculous. Everyone's expectation was so high for Kmet. It was like moon season. I mean, I may take him here as a backup. I don't know. That's why I'm bringing him up. It's like, I don't know. Kind of like Woods. I'm going to draft Woods. I hope he doesn't have the same bye week. I didn't even check. Come on. $10 hauler from Cry says, would you trade Dalvin for Debo and Connor? I would. I would get out of the Dalvin game, especially if you don't have Madison. And then try and package Connor or J-Rob with Hollywood Brown for running back 1. I have Jefferson, wide receiver 1, Waller. Definitely. You also have Dylan. Nice job, Dylan. Keep Dylan. I like your idea. I like the idea. Connor or J-Rob. You can maybe go get Kamara. You know, you'd have another risk, but I definitely think that would be pretty decent. Anthony, it's the last time I want to warn you. And I don't know if Cliff is saying anything negative back. I don't think Cliff is saying things that you're saying, but don't talk this way to anybody here, bro. It's not how we do it. We don't. So please be a productive person in the chat. Mooney on KC would be scary. Yeah, I would love for Mooney to get traded. Cry, thank you for the super chat. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Rob, thank you for the super chat. Oh my God. I just figured out something. That's awesome. I have a filter option that I can view only super chats now. That will help me. That will help me. No pressure if anybody drops a super chat, but I want to see if something works. No pressure if anybody does, though. If anybody's got one queued up. 3 more Best Ball Resurrections. Let's go. Zach, I wish I had the energy for that tonight. I really hope that this super chat, when someone super chats it, funnels right into what I've got going on here. Again, no pressure. You all be capping on the Dolphins, but the Dolphins players on your fantasy team. Oh my God, Anthony. I'm up next. I need a wide receiver. You know, does anybody like? Oh, actually, DeAndre Carter wouldn't be bad for me because I have. Yeah, I'll go with DeAndre Carter here. I don't know if he's got the volume down. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat. Gut instinct is CMC playing this week. 50-50. Thank you, Caleb, for testing that. Thank you, Payne. And it did. It worked. Yes. Oh my God, this is going to be so helpful. I have a filter here that I could filter my super chats now, and I can. Not that I want to answer everybody's question. Thoughts on Tua. Thoughts on Waddle's fantasy. Tua situation. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you. This is so amazing. God, why didn't I just figured out a filter option for me. This is phenomenal. Never again will I, well, I shouldn't say never again. Thoughts on Tua's situation. It's horrible. Like, you guys, if you are a Dolphins fan, I assume you are, you go from having a shot at being you really could have been a division winner, this team, but now it's like you're going to be fighting tooth and nail for a wild card spot. I mean, you're off to a good start. Tua could only miss a couple weeks and we all be up in arms, and it still happened. We can't control it. They just put him back out there. And maybe he doesn't have another concussion, but if they put him out there, his likelihood of getting hurt is extreme. Punch that thumb up button if you could, guys. 263 in here, 118 thumbs up. I could use a few more of those thumbs up if you don't mind. Make it a little closer to 200 if you could. So not a good situation, my man. Thanks again, Kayla, for testing that out. It worked perfectly. Gut instinct on CMC. I would say 50-50 he plays is my gut. Maybe let's look it up. Let's look it up. See if there's anything new. Christian McCaffrey, there's still optimism. That's never good. That's like the worst thing you want to hear. There's still a chance. It's like when your dad said you're going to get ice cream. You know, when you said, are we still going to get ice cream? You know, when he promised you he was going to take you. And I know this because I sometimes say this to my daughter, and then I'm live streaming, and before you know it, you know, I have to try and figure out a way to still go get it. But if you say there's still optimism that we could go get some ice cream, you know, daughter, that's really bad news. There's a high likelihood. Let's go, Josh. I don't know. Okay. So the draft is over. My team ain't half bad. I would say now 40% chance McCaffrey plays. You know, kind of reading into that a little more. Hopefully that box juice will help you. 45% chance he plays. Still, optimism's horrible. So you don't want to hear that. Kyler, Fields, Davis Mills, Eckler, Kamara, Gibson, Brian Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Jordan Mason. So Debo, Keenan Allen, Elijah Moore, Darnell Mooney, Pickens, DeAndre Carter, Josh Reynolds, Kittle, and Jelani Woods. Not bad. Let's look at some of these other teams. We've got Mr. TD, McCaffrey, Fournette, Zeke Elliott, Hines, Aguilar, Sutton, Deontay, Juju, Moore, Dotson, Higbee, Hurts. Swift, Pierce, Khalil, Jefferson, Evans. Not bad. Some of these teams are pretty good. Who's in here if you want me to look at your team? Logan says 10-team full PPR, Tua, Cousins, Dak, T. Higgins, Sutton, Bateman, Olave, JT, Jamal, Damian Harris, Chase, Edmonds. Any advice? Cousins now becomes your starter. Dak down, Tua down, man. T. Higgins, hopefully he stays healthy. Looks great, but he's scaring me. Every time he goes out there, he's scaring me. But he was a great buy low. You already got him. Don't worry about it. Sutton, Bateman, Olave. You have a nice wide receiver crew. Undervalued, but it's nice. I don't mind it. JT, Jamal Williams, Damian Harris, Andrews, Chase Edmonds. I would trade Chase Edmonds on the high with a player like Sutton and try and get into an A.J. Brown. I would trade Olave with Chase Edmonds to get A.J. Brown. I like Olave a lot, but I would want to get a bigger, better wide receiver. Don't trade JT because his value's too low. That's the only move that you can make at this moment. But you got a lot of options with that. A lot of people will buy that package. Edmonds and Olave, Edmonds and Bateman, Olave and Bateman, Olave and Sutton, Sutton and Edmonds. You should be able to go after maybe an A.J. Dillon using Sutton and Edmonds. Keep Olave out unless you're going for like an A.J. Brown or a bit bigger player, because Olave should be able to get you more in a trade. Chase Edmonds and Damian Harris is also a good add. Damian Harris, even after this week, if he gains a little value, Damian Harris and Olave could maybe get you into like a very undervalued Kamara. You might be able to go get Swift. Swift might be a great option for you because you got Jamal Williams. I think you could probably get Swift using Olave. Damian Harris, Olave, and Edmonds for Swift. Something like that. V-San. Appreciate V-San. V-San dropping a super chat. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me see if V-San asked a question. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you, V-San. Appreciate you. Logan, appreciate your super chat. Appreciate Logan, Box Juice, V-San, Payne, Cry, Joshua, Rob C, Avi, Payne, Raul. Thank you, Raul, for super chatting to, or for letting me know about that super chat. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. iSong, Rock Out, Keaton, Avi, Jess Sherman. Jess Sherman said I rather have Tua drop 40 points. Appreciate you. Blair, Top Shelf, G Money, Cody, Rico, Tony Turley, Damian, Blair, Timothy, Caspo, Blair, Drew. I appreciate all your guys' super chats. You guys rock. I'm out of here for the night. Let's see here. Oh, did anybody want me to review their team? Jerry Jeudy, CMC, Olave, Jerry Jeudy, Ford, Dalvin Cook, Hollywood Brown, and Marvin Jones. Give me CMC side, I think. It's arguable, though. Very arguable. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm tired. I am out of here. Later, everybody. Trade J-Rob and Dodson for Javonte. Yes, go get Javonte. This is buying low. Come on. Come on. All right, guys. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you later. I'll be live tomorrow. Obviously, I'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern unless news breaks. I'll go live if there's news breaks. Someone joined the Best Ball Resurrection with Zach. He's in there right now. Smitty Bucks is Team 2. Bucks, let me see. Goff, Barkley, Hall, Josh Jacobs. Okay, so Barkley, Hall, Goff, Pittman, Waddle, Gabe Davis, DK, Hawkinson. Not bad. I think you got to have a couple things go right for that to win the league, but you could, I suppose. It's not bad. Keep trying. Do a couple more. I mean, it's only $10 to do it, and I mean, you got a shot at some nice cash money. Try out different strategies. Try drafting wide receiver. Try going running back, wide receiver. Try going running back. Try going Lamar and Andrews back to back in round 1 and 2. See what that does for you. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you all. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys rock. See you tomorrow. If news breaks, I'll go live or before the 7 p.m. show. Later. Pollard and Lazard for Jamal Williams. You have Swift. I would probably do that. I would do that trade. Anthony comes back from his timeout and calls someone a bunch of names. So I don't know why he doesn't learn. Thank you, Blackbeard. We gave him chances, and that's all I can ask of my moderators. Give someone a chance, unless they come in and their clear intent is to just be a total disruption and an angry person or something like that. Then it's okay to boot them. But thank you, Blackbeard, for taking care of that. All right, guys, appreciate you all. See you all tomorrow.